Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lex Morningstar and this channel is about the 16 personality types, specifically INFP, which is my supposed type, or is it? Now, according to some YouTubers, namely a YouTuber called Type Police, apparently I'm not an INFP. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I can do the test right in front of you guys and we'll just see if I'm an INFP. So I hope you guys didn't get too concerned from the title and the thumbnail. This is just for a little bit of fun, and I promise you I'll be absolutely 100% honest in all the answers that I provide. So I'm going to be putting my laptop here on my lap. That just kind of made all the sense in the world to me right now. So I'll be using 16personalities.com, which is a very common site to use. And you'll see me pick all the answers as it'll come up on the screen and everything. So yeah, I guess we shall get started. Okay, so the first question is, you find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people? I guess it depends. I'll just do it anyway, just because I kind of get into a mind space where I'm just like, okay, I have to do it, and I just convince myself. But do I find it difficult? Well, yeah, I find introductions quite awkward, and especially goodbyes. I find goodbyes far more awkward and I just want to get out of there. So I'm going to do this middle one here on the agree side. The second question is, you often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. My attention span to things around me is pretty terrible. Again, I guess it's circumstantial. If it's something that I'm interested in, it's absolutely fine. But if I'm on a buzz, like a certain buzz, and there's things going on around me, I'm just going to be paying attention to that one thing that I'm interested in, or my thoughts, my feelings. So I'll go agree. You try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. If you know me, you know that my inbox is filled with rubbish. I will respond to emails when they're really important to me, like if it's information that I need to know, like right then and there or something, yeah, I will. But my inbox is messy, so I'm gonna have to disagree. You find it easy to stay relaxed even when there is some pressure? No. So I'll just go with this one here. You do not usually initiate conversations. I find initiating conversations extremely awkward. There have been many moments in my life where, say, I've caught a bus somewhere and someone's come to sit next to me and they'll start a conversation with me, and all I want is to be left alone. I think mostly because I don't really know what to say. I want the words to come out of my mouth to be very genuine and authentic and mean something. I don't like talking for the sake of talking. Yeah, so I will go with that one. You really do something just out of sheer curiosity. I'm not the biggest risk taker, but I'm also not the kind of person to sit back and sit with routine the whole time and not try anything new. So I will probably go with this one here. Okay. You feel superior to others. Absolutely disagree. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. I can get quite overwhelmed when there's too much going on and when there's too much chaos. However, I pride myself on being adaptable, so if situations change, even though it might like rattle me a bit, I feel that I'm very open-minded to change. So I'm going to go with that one. You are usually highly motivated and energetic. Again, this is very circumstantial, but fundamentally, yeah, I guess as a person, taking away all the experiences I've had with my mental illness, I am a motivated individual. But I might go with this one here because there are times where I just don't want to do anything. and I just want to take some rest. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. Again, this is a very circumstantial thing. If it's something that I believe in, something that I want to stand up for, I do care about winning that debate because I believe in educating people where it's needed. But if it's a petty debate like, which bread do you prefer? That's a really bad example, but I'm not going to get my knickers in a twist about it. So I'm going to go with the middle one there. You often feel as that you have to justify yourself to other people. Yes, I do actually. I feel sometimes that if someone's not getting what I'm doing, because I can be quite alternative, I have to kind of explain myself, and there have been many moments in my life where I have dealt with people who did not like the way that I was and am, and have fought against that, and I've had to really try to stand up for who I am. And whether that's right or not, like whether I have to justify myself, well, it doesn't really matter because I do anyway, so I'm gonna go with that. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. Nope. You do not mind being at the center of attention. I'm a humble person, but at the same time I like to be given credit where credit is due. I'm gonna go with the middle one. You consider yourself more practical than creative. Nope. People can rarely upset you. No, I get upset quite easily, to be honest. Your travel plans are usually well thought out. No, I'm not a very good planner. It's often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. Absolutely not. I consider myself a very empathetic kind of person. Your mood can change very quickly. Yes. In a discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. In theory, I believe that having a balance is important, but when it comes time to actually dealing with a situation, I do tend to side with the people's sensitivities side of things. I'm gonna go with this one, I think. No, maybe here. Because it's just what practically happens when I'm in that situation. So you rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. No, I do all the time. I overanalyze a lot. Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than a methodical and organized approach. Absolutely. I work on inspiration, and it's very hard to get motivated. It goes back to the other point. It's hard to get motivated when I'm just not feeling it. You are often envious of others. There are certain moments where I am, and then at the same time I do think about what I'm grateful for, and I think very realistically about humanity and that everyone's lives aren't perfect, and even if they hype something up, there's still stuff buried deep down inside that they won't share, because that's the human condition. So I'm gonna go with the middle one. An interesting book or video game is often better than a social event. Introverts still like to socialize despite the belief of introversion. It's the act of needing to be in solitude to recharge the batteries. So I believe a balance is important for me personally between socializing and having some therapeutic alone time, like reading a book. I will have to go with this one here. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. Theoretically, absolutely, but sometimes going out on a whim and acting upon spontaneity can produce really good results too. That's the kind of thing that I use the most, is that spontaneity element. So I'm going to go with that. You rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. Nope. You often find yourself lost in thought when you're walking in nature. Yes. If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start worrying if you said yes. That goes with anything. If someone doesn't respond to anything, I start overanalyzing. I have to know what's going on all the time, otherwise my mind will just get very creative. As a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind and smart. We need more kindness in this world, we really do. But I do value intellect and intelligence as well. A good balance of IQ and EQ is great. You do not let other people influence your actions. Ooh, this one is circumstantial again. I have been subjected to abuse in my life, and there have been many moments where my abuser has impacted decisions that I've made, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to disagree. There are many times when I'm in a safe environment where people may suggest things to me, and when I'm absolutely firm on an idea, I'll just go with it anyway. When you sleep, your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. No? I'm a pretty creative dreamer, and I dream about aliens a lot and UFOs, and it's very interesting. It does not take you much to start getting involved in social activities in your new workplace. Well, I'm a stay-at-home parent and I freelance by myself, so however, I am open to making new friends, so I think I'll just go with this one here. Maybe. You are more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. Yes, anyone close to me could tell you I do a lot of things on a whim, and if I feel like an intuitive pull to something, I'm going to latch onto it. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Yeah-ish. Maybe between these two. I'm an emotional person, but then I can very easily analyze those emotions and think realistically about them after I felt them, if that makes sense, and then I decide what I want to do with that. So, you enjoy going to social events that involve dress up or role play activities. Actually, yeah, I do, because I love getting into character. I love dressing up. I'm not a cosplayer, but I love the idea of cosplay. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas. Oh my gosh, yes. James and I have been planning our wedding and everything, and you should ask him where my mind goes. I basically, in the beginning, wanted our wedding to be like a scene from the Lord of the Rings, and I'm not going to continue because it's too embarrassing. Would you rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan? I'm gonna go with this one because I'm not a very good planner, but I respect good plans being in place to make the adventure worthwhile. I do understand that planning can be crucial in those moments, especially when you're spending a lot of money. You are relatively reserved and a quiet person. Yep. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. Oh my gosh, yes, I really would. I guess it's the same concept as breaking up with someone. Maybe not so intense, but to feel what that other person might be feeling and knowing that they very well might be struggling is a really hard feeling, you know? You often contemplate the reasons for the human existence. Oh yes, and it hurts my brain. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. I lead by heart. However, I respect logic when making those decisions, and I believe that every balanced INFP would respect that too and want to apply that. Out of these two, I'll go with that one because I do make decisions with my intuition. Keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. Yep, I'm gonna go with that. If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest ways to deal with the problem. I don't offer solutions unless a person asks. You rarely feel insecure. No, I feel insecure a lot, actually. So, disagree. I'll go with that one. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. I'm really bad at that. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork. I disagree with that one. I believe that cooperation and a team environment is actually the most important quality that you can have. Actually, I'm gonna go with that. You think that everyone's view should be respected regardless of whether they're supported by facts or not. This one's tricky because sometimes someone's opinions can be dangerous, So again, it's a very circumstantial thing. So I'm gonna go with this middle one. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. It depends who they are, but most of the time I need to have space after socializing. You frequently misplace your things. James can tell you that many times I'll lose my phone and he has to call my phone and he gets really annoyed. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. I consider myself quite emotionally intelligent. I understand emotions and I understand people, but my personal emotions can fluctuate a little bit, and I feel them quite intensely sometimes. That goes back to being a very sensitive kind of person and just being sensitive to my environment. I'll go with that one now. I sound like I'm gonna cry. I promise I'm okay. Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. Oh gosh, absolutely. You would not call yourself a dreamer. I do consider myself a dreamer, but I think as I've grown older, I've come to think realistically about things, and I've let a few things go. Like from when I was a teenager, I was way more into my INFP personality type than what I am now, but that's just, I feel, because I've become more balanced, and I guess reality can hit when you get older. It sucks. Oh, that one's difficult. No, I'm gonna stick with this one because compared to another adult my age, very much so. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. Now, a lot of you think that because I have a YouTube channel and I can speak quite articulately, that I'm a good public speaker, and the thing is, I've pre-recorded this, so I would be so nervous to speak in front of you all. However, I'd get into that mindset, I'd get into character, and I'd be able to deliver, but I would still overthink, so I'll go with that one. Generally speaking, you rely more on your experience than your imagination. Nah. You worry too much about what other people think. Yes. Yeah, I do-ish. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. Yeah, actually, I just naturally gravitate there, whether it's purposeful or not. I just don't want to be in an awkward position. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there is not enough time to do everything. Yes and no. Again, it depends what it is. Fundamentally, I guess I'll go with that one there. You feel very anxious in a stressful situation. Yes. You believe that it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. Oh, this one's difficult because if I'm standing up for something really important, and that can translate into power, like a certain idea that's really important, especially if it's going to help better humanity, I'd rather push that forward than to be liked, because I'd rather be like for who I am than who I'm not. I'm going to go with this middle one here. You've always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things. Oh, absolutely. You often take initiative in social situations. No. Well, if I'm drinking, yeah, I'll go with that one. Now, let's see my results. Oh, and what did I get? What did I get? Come on, you guys tell me. What is it? What did I get? I got INFP. So, type police, I'm really sorry to disprove your theory that I'm not an INFP, but I'm an INFP. So I hope that was entertaining enough for you guys, and again, it was just for a little bit of fun. I didn't actually watch that video from Type Police just because, like, I would rather avoid reading or seeing anything negative about me online because it's quite hard to deal with. But I must say, I have always received the INFP personality type. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all again next time for the next video. But for now, I hope you have a really good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. I'll see you guys all again. I'll see you guys all again next time. Bye.